think there should be some at-large. I think it's a good idea to have an at-large member, maybe two. And depending how much interest we have from the other groups, I do that where there's 3 takers from the planning board. And I'm not sure how many from the budget committee. I don't know if it's been run by them yet or not.
Yeah, no, they don't meet until next week.
Yeah, so next week. And, you know, it depends how you interpret the RSA. If you read it, it sounds like there'll be one member from the budget committee or the governing body. There's a word that's plural there, so it's hard to know for sure if it means the budget committee shall have one and the governing body shall have one, but it probably will be a moot point, because I think somebody from the budget committee will be a taker on that. And I don't know about us. Probably here too.
Yeah.
So.
But do you want to limit how many people?
We want to limit, I think we can't have a committee too big as, you know, 5 or 6 people. It's pretty big at that. You
Right.
know, we're 3 people. We don't always agree all the time.
No, no, get too big of a group.
Yeah. So once we have everybody who's had expressed an interest to it, we can wing it, I think, and then start the group.
Action items. Museum, drainage, any change on that?
Okay, I know Ed talked to,
Yes, I talked to Bob Simmons, he's going to take a look at it and come back with an idea and a price of it.
and I also talked to him, and I know a little bit more about his idea, but he doesn't have a price yet. But he's talking basically to deepen the swale there and have a little bridge going over, you know, and then maybe a crab apple tree or some sort of vegetation there to
Dress it up.
dress it up. So he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
And because his mother was so involved with the society, he's very interested in trying to do something that makes it look really nice. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing back from him.
Pole barn.
I took a look at the pole barn. I just feel that some of the plastic shields on the roof, if they were replaced, they would work good.
Well, at least it would keep the weather out.
Right.
You know, so I guess it's better to have dry in there than have it wet. And have it falling down and wet, it's better to have it dry and falling down.
Right, there's a lot of different departments that get stuff in there.
I know.
Highway, recycling,
Historical society.
Historical society, cemetery, rec department.
It gets out of control, that's the only thing.
But it's like Leaf said before, if we take it, we close those doors and secure those doors so nobody's got direct access.
That might be helpful. You know, I'm willing to do anything. I just want to make it look nicer than it does and have it be more practical. You know, if it was dry in there, that's huge. And to make it look like it, you know.
Well, I think just like you said, lock the doors.
Yeah, we need to know what's going in there.
Right.
We
You
do.
can't just show when you have like 30 gallons a day of dead animals sitting there
Right.
Yeah.
and try to find out where it came from.
Right.
Didn't somebody put hay in there one time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's been antifreeze in there, and there's been
Well,
years of yard sale stuff in
The
there.
antifreeze came from that
Yeah, I know.
skating rink that
Yeah.
showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, many barrels of it. I'm glad that's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
I'm glad the skate rink's gone. So that. Okay.
So the maintenance man position, so I had posted that, that's been posted, we've had one candidate, who we've talked to, so I don't know if we wanna revisit that, but I have it under other business too, because I talked to him to discuss, so I don't know if we wanna discuss that now or wait until other business.
Business.
Okay,
Some minutes.
so, and then, Avatar, and then I think that's just kinda still,
Yeah, that's still, you know, I'm still getting through the Avatar stuff and you know, the abatement that we talked about last week. I did talk to Avatar today, and I talked to contract, yeah, nothing.
Okay.
We're still, and that's gonna be a long haul to get there, but I'm glad we're thinking about it and talking about it.
Johnson Lane turnaround?
Only as far as the other guy, I did find out that the Johnsons still do own that piece of property. I just got one up to see Lois, see if I can get her to do a written waiver for us to put in a turnaround on their property.
Yeah. Did she say anything
I
about it?
haven't seen her yet.
Haven't seen it, okay.
Maybe tomorrow it doesn't start snowing for that.
Yeah, it's going to, at some point. If it's not snowing, it's gonna be raining. I don't know what Kinsman looks like these days, but,
Yeah, I might have taken the same route.
yeah.
That's,
That's the action item list?
that's the action.
Well, that was
item
pretty
list.
good.
We're on time. So we're right into our appointment. Clara. Is it Isley?
Isley.
Isley?
Yes. Hello, everyone. How are you? I've come to talk to you about a subject, and I don't know how familiar everybody is about geoengineering. Anyone? No? How many people have cell phones with them? Okay. You want to go on and Google geoengineering and see what you get?
Reception's not so good right here.
I'm not sure about the reception.
Clara,
How is it?
you should be talking to us.
Okay. I want to talk to everybody because I want everybody to be educated about this. It's an important subject. You were just talking about the weather, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
It was 50 degrees today, folks. And what are they predicting? Flash freeze and 8 to 12 inches of snow. Heavy, wet snow. Now, yes, right? We live in New England, right? We know about spring in New England. But do you also know about geoengineering? Do you know about the use of radio waves called the HAARP system, H-A-A-R-P? There's a facility in northern Alaska. It's now been passed off to the University of Alaska. It was owned by the military. And they use radio waves to play with the ionosphere so they can flash freeze. Basically, they've been doing this since 1947. I was born in 48. I'm 76 years old. They've been doing it my whole life. I expect from the looks of all of you, there's nobody older than I am, so they've been doing it all of our lives. But increasingly, in the last 3 years, since and during COVID, they've increased it to the point where, do you all remember May 17th last year? May 17th. You remember?
Yes, a hard freeze.
Yeah, 17 degrees. I think the lowest temperature that I heard was over in Vermont. It was 15 degrees. It flash froze the beech trees, the oak trees, apple trees, you name it. It was devastating. I love my little piece of Grafton. I love it intensely and passionately. I've never wanted to do anything else in my life other than own a little piece of property and grow things. I normally order at least $200 worth of Fedco trees and plants to plant every spring. I didn't order one this year. Because the things that I planted last year did not thrive. Nothing thrived. I couldn't grow anything in my garden except moss and mushrooms. I watched them. Every time we had a sunny day, the planes came out. Planes. And then they spray. Do you see this? starting at noon time, and by 2 o'clock, no more sunshine. And probably no sun the next day, and probably no more sun for several days, and probably rain and cool temperatures, while the rest of the world is burning up. There's a plan to this, and if you do go on Google, and you do Google geoengineering, be sure to click on the map. That's something new. I've been watching this for a while. I've been following it for a while. I use YouTube. And there's a channel on there by a man called Dane Wigington. And anything you ever wanted to know about geoengineering, you can learn on that channel, even if you don't want to know. And most of us don't want to know, because it's absolutely hideous what they're doing. But the game is now changing, folks. Okay? Now, the New York Times Easter headline reads what? Can we engineer our way out of a climate crisis? The climate crisis that they put us into with geoengineering. And they have denied and denied and denied that they're doing it. But now they're selling it to us. But also, the Sunday Opinion, Easter Sunday, the secret to surviving a climate apocalypse. I don't know about you folks, but I don't intend to sit back and watch this happen. But I need some help. And you men have power. Okay? We had a bill in New Hampshire. Okay? Didn't pass. New Hampshire Bill number 1700-FN. You can also Google that. And it will also tell you everything you didn't want to know about what's going on. Because it was an attempt to ban it, but it didn't pass. But you know why it didn't pass? Why, Steve? You looked it up.
Well, it didn't make it past committee,
Right.
and then it went to the House floor, it got slaughtered.
And why didn't it make it past committee? Because they basically said it was unenforceable. Right?
I don't know what the arguments were,
Yeah.
but I know it didn't make it, it didn't get a recommendation to pass, and then when it went to the House, it lost by about 350 to 50.
Yeah, basically because people are uneducated about it, not knowledgeable about it, not passionate about it, not afraid of it, unfortunately. And I'm not here to make anybody afraid. As a matter of fact, I want to end this on a high note, and I will. But I'm not done yet, because I am thoroughly disgusted, and I think everybody should be, and I really want your help. Tennessee also has a bill. It's right now. I think it passed committee, and now it's going to the next stage. It has not fully passed. It's very similar to the New Hampshire bill. It also is unenforceable. But at least, finally, it's an acknowledgement of what's happening. And there are several other states that I know of that also have bills in-house. But if they're unenforceable, where do we go from here? Maybe we should stop wasting our time and trying to get bills through New Hampshire and appeal to our governor directly to treat this like Texas did the border. It's a border issue. Now, how do we do that? How do we get enough voices to make him hear us? Can we do something as a town? Can we, if nothing else, would the town be interested in putting up a billboard to ban geoengineering out here on Route 4, visible for everybody, with a reference of where to go to get information, because so few people are aware. That is the biggest hurdle, I think, is education, which is why I'm here tonight and why I'm appealing to you. Because I think that the town should do something to educate us, to educate all of our citizens as to the problem, and also try to give them a hopeful solution, a way to do it. And I see acting like Texas is the way to do it. We have this crisis also. It's a trigger for me. Every time I see them come out with the planes now, it's affecting our mental health, whether we know it or not. All of those dark days, we are all being deprived of vitamin D. That affects not only your physical health, but your emotional and mental health. And it also is mentally devastating to know that this is being done by the very people that constitutionally are supposed to protect us. And you, my friends, signed an oath on this, didn't you? The New Hampshire Constitution? I did, when I was on the planning board. So I see this not only as a personal kind of thing that I have to do, but I also see it as a moral and a legal obligation. Because there is nothing in the New Hampshire Constitution that allows for our environment to be destroyed. As a matter of fact, I was reading it as I was waiting tonight. And it says right here, Article 2 of the Bill of Rights of the New Hampshire Constitution from 1784. Okay? All men have certain natural, essential, and inherent rights, among which are the enjoying and defending life and liberty. Enjoying and defending. Acquiring, possessing, and protecting property. And in a word, of seeking and obtaining happiness. Protecting property. I think our property includes the air we try to breathe. Increased rates of asthma. Okay? Some of the things that they're spraying in there are aluminum and strontium. Known cancer-causing agents. The aluminum, in particular, is killing our forests. Look at them. What do your foresters say about the health of our forests? What does the Society for the New Hampshire Protection of our Forests say about the health of our forests in New Hampshire? I'd be willing to bet that they were partly behind that bill. I don't know who was. But that New Hampshire bill, and not only that, the people who farm in our state, the farmers who are right now trying to get money from that frost in May that killed their income last year. I wasn't the only one that noticed a devastation in my garden. And every single one of us is noticing it at the grocery store. And if you watch your produce section shrink and shrink and shrink, you know why. Okay? Does anyone have anything to add? Does anyone have any experiences like mine? Does anyone feel the frustration that I do?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And then, on a lighter note, I had something written, and it was written by ChatGPT. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with ChatGPT, but it's pretty cool. And so I decided not to read it because I can see that This was a small enough group, and I felt strong enough to tell you just my perspective from my point of view and my experience, what this is doing to my life. But on a happy note, we asked ChatGPT to rewrite my statement in the style of, what's his name?
A poet.
A poet.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, in our town so fair, the selectmen gathered with a serious air to talk about a topic, not just any bling, but the curious case of geoengineering. Now let me tell you, it's quite a tale of chemtrails and aerosols like a veiled veil. Dan Wigington's film, The Dimming by name, which you, by the way, can watch for free on YouTube, okay? Sheds light on a practice that's not just a game. In the sky above, they spray and they spray to block out the sun's rays, come what may. But what they don't say is the danger they bring with chemicals lurking in that misty flame. Oh, the health concerns, they're quite a fright, from respiratory woes to the weakened might. And what about our trees and rivers so grand? Will they suffer too from this mysterious hand? So Selectmen dear, it's time to see that geoengineering affects you and me. Let's raise our voices. Let's take a stand for a well-being of our town's own land. With transparency and caution, let's pave the way for a brighter future, come what may. For in our hands lies the power to sing a song of awareness about this geoengineering thing. Okay? You like one?
Would, yeah.
Would you like one? Sure. What about you, Jeff? Hey, Kevin.
Sure.
Okay. Would you like one? There you go. And thanks for listening to my rant.
Okay, thank you, Clerk.
Thank you.
Mowing and trash removal for this coming year. So, with Ed not doing it this year, we actually don't have to put up for bids, but we think it's the best idea is to put up for bids and let it, because we've all done that way.
Yeah, but since we've always done it, yeah.
Okay, so,
So, just in case you guys decide to do that, I did prepare the bids for you guys to review,
Very good.
or not the bids, the posting.
The
oh,
posting,
but I see you already got up.
yeah. Okay, the town properties, town office building, rec field, and Huff Beach. Were they doing the library lot prior? No, that was a separate deal. What about the parsonage now? I know it wasn't done last year, but it's the town's property. I don't know if you want to put that on the bid. And the reason I bring it up, being on the board of the Historical Society, we want to do, you might have noticed it wasn't really done there last year either, or not on a regular basis.
But
And a lot of rain too.
you're doing
Yeah.
the trash, am I right?
Is this the trash?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you have?
excuse
He's-
me.
Oh,
he's
I
got the
I got the mowing one, you got the trash one.
Okay, let's go back to this again. It is, the town is accepting bids for mowing and trimming at the following town properties as needed before the grass mows to 5 inches length. The town office complex includes Historical Museum, the Tramp House, the Town Office, the Fire Station lawns, 2 Library Road, that is the library lot.
Yes.
All of the Town Hall, 35 Turnpike Road, the library, and the Town Common, and all of the rec field. Okay, now that goes back, I don't know what, if we want to
So-
do anything with the, you were gonna say something about the parsonage?
Yeah, well, yeah. You were talking trash, we were reading the trash one.
Yeah, well, that was my error, I was going right to mowing.
Right.
Trash was an
I
afterthought.
mean, for the mower, if you want to add the parsonage, that's fine, yeah.
Okay.
Parsonage.
So where's the line between, yeah, I guess that's something that needs
Right,
to be determined.
that
right?
tree.
Okay.
Otherwise, it looks good.
It looks great.
We'll spend the next 2 weeks having an opportunity to turn in bids, and then you guys will review it at the next meeting.
Yeah, I think that's good. The lawns are probably, the snow we're getting in the next couple of days should be gone
Yeah,
by then.
that's
And the
more.
grass should be turning green, per man's fertilizer on the
Yes.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
See what- Yeah, if we don't get any bids, then after that will be
We'll just go.
we'll find someone
Yeah.
to do it.
That's that.
So as far as the trash, we're all set with that one the way it is. Yeah.
That's that offer for the recycle centers built in.
So recycling center got hit, you don't remember, a while ago. Insurance came back with a price of 28 something. And Rick is gonna get a quote from Strongville Construction right here in Cherry Hill for 25. So from what it looks like, there's a lot of replacing, a lot of repairing. They haven't dealt with Strongville Construction at all, so. Out of the 3 bids quotes we got, they were the cheapest. One was 34, and the other one was 50 something. The guy they did search.
The guy that did the cells in the church?
That was the quotes we received for the insurance. wasn't it?
Yeah,
He was pretty good at cells. Might be overkill for the,
he did everything,
yeah.
but yeah.
Is he gonna take care of the material that's there?
I don't know.
Is any of that repair covered under the town's insurance?
All of it is.
All of it is?
Yep.
Okay.
And a little left over after
Yeah.
that.
So I'll motion to accept Strongville's Construction's bid, estimate. All right,
Sure, I'll second.
let them start,
After April 6th,
yeah, so.
that's coming right up. It's like gonna be when the snow melts.
Right.
Steve has the statement.
Yeah. questions on that, and if you give me back the,
White one?
yeah, the white one. There was a question on the card regarding down here where it says land valuation. There's land valuation there, and this is where the question was. You can see it's like, it's got a rate of 70,000, and this is the old card. Because if you read the letter, it says that the owner of the property took these pictures and put in a statement of facts, and the pictures support facts, or that's what they're intended to do. I don't know what the hell that is. Too many pictures for me. Yeah, so the question I had, or was given to me, was on what these codes mean here. See what it says 47 and 105? Do you know what that indicates? Because either did I. I called the DRA and I found out, and I called Avatar too. Because I thought they were building codes. Somehow this was a code that indicated there's like a building or something's going on there, but that's not what they're it's kind of like that, but that's not why they're there. The 47 indicated that it is a undeveloped, clean lot. So I don't know why it got a 47 rating, but that was rated at 47. And then when they went back, and they're doing this from the road, when they went back, it got a 105 because now the land is developed. And that's the reason. So the 105, the base is 100. So they moved it up to a 105. I looked at my property card. My property card says my lot is at 100. But my second lot, which is 5 acres in the woods, that's rated a 70. So I don't know how I got a 70 and they rated, an open field at a 47. Doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, that's the reason for that. It isn't a code indicating how many dwellings are on the lot. It's just an indication of how this property, that 2 acres, which is a building lot, is rated. And so it went from a 47 before it was developed to a 105 after it was developed.
Yeah, but how can you say that, Steve? Because down underneath it says, the first one says 2 acres.
Yeah.
The 105 says it's 8 acres.
The 105, this 47, I just wrote the 47 there because this is their old card.
Yeah,
If you went and pulled the new card,
yeah.
the 47 wouldn't be there. It would just be 105.
Oh, it would be the 105.
Yeah.
All right.
So in the other acres, I guess there's 10 acres that are not in current use, so that's why there's 2 acres, a building lot, and 8 acres are the, what do you call it? The extra acreage that goes beyond a regular lot. So it's not valued the same as the 2 acres. The 2 acres, it looks like the standard value is $35,000 an acre for your building lot. And then the other 8 acres is just a couple $1,000s a piece.
Right.
That's how they do it. Building lot is a valuable piece of property. Any properties that you have in excess of that are not valued as highly. I found it out when I had to divest myself of my property on Williams Hill Road. All that excess acreage there basically wasn't worth anything. So that was an issue. It was an issue when I was getting a divorce because I was on the short end of that stick. But that's how they rate property. And then if it goes into current use, it's just like pennies on the dollar after that.
Right. But
But these 10 acres are not in current use. So anyway, that's the case with this here. The 105, I guess the thing is the property owner doesn't want anybody on the property, so he won't let the assessor on, so he's doing it from the road. If he did it closer, that 105 might go down, might go up, I don't know, but he'd have a better feel for it. So that's basically what I'm getting. So I don't know what we want to do with the with abatement. I mean, I would be willing if the board and the landowner was willing to go with the assessor onto the property, or one of us, to to look at the property and get the accurate measurements. I believe the measurements of the building are accurate now because of the detail in this package. But for any other questions that the landowner might have,
So where's the landowner's reason for wanting an abatement? I mean, this is new to me, so.
okay, well, I don't know if the representatives want to speak up at the meeting here or not, but
They can.
they're welcome to.
So, to answer your question, just really disappointed in this whole process. We had an original property card, this is printed out 6/30.